So as we have mentioned, so you will conduct two types of training, right? So the first one is the Hour of Code campaign. So that's just 1 hour. And this is sort of the quantity side of the program. So marami talaga, di ba? So 320,000 yung target natin. And the target for each of you is 3,000. Okay? The goal is for us to achieve these targets until November 2025. So that means we still have around July, 5 months now to finish this. Okay? After our call, we'll also be sending you distributions per region. Sino yung mga kasama nyo per region so that you can also strategize kung pwedeng you work together with the other master trainers, or you divide the list of schools that we will be providing you so that you also don't duplicate your target schools. So the 1 hour hello. Yes, please don't forget to mute your mics. Okay, sige. So the Hour of Code campaign. So what's good about this is it can be used for either an online session. So that's what we call the plug session. There's also a paper or offline version called the unplugged version. Okay, can also do this online, okay, via Zoom. So that's also possible. But make sure that once you do your Hour of Code campaigns, you document all the people who attended, the students who attended with their profiles. So we'll also be providing you with the templates for the attendance sheets, because that's going to be the main basis that Limitless Lab and ASEAN Foundation will be using in counting your targets. Okay. The second training tool is our training methodology. So this is more of the quality side of the program. So this is the 12-hour AI training program. So for this one, the target again is 600. So given that it's longer, you have more time to do this. What we recommend is you can do this actually with the existing partner schools that you have. Handpick a few students, parents, educators who would want to pursue like a longer kind of training for AI. So we're still, again, finalizing the modules for this, but it's going to be modular, meaning you will also have the flexibility to select what kind of training or what specific modules will you include in your training programs. So it combines foundational AI knowledge, real-life applications, and it's very hands-on. So now let's go to the Hour of Code campaign, okay? Because this will be our training program that's going to be the priority for the next 3 to 5 months, primarily because it has the larger number of targets, right? So what is the Hour of Code campaign? So it's a global movement that introduces coding and AI to students, parents, and educators in just 1 hour. So we all know, for example, that parents, they don't have a lot of time to like attend a one-day training on AI. The reason that we're including parents in the equation is that para maintindihan nila the importance of these kinds of tools, how it works, so that they can also support their children who might want to pursue this kind of career path, in the future. Educators, of course, we want to target educators because when you target educators, you create a ripple effect, right? So more or less, the educators that we train, they will also be teaching that to their students and so on. Okay, so it's fun, it's beginner friendly, and designed to show that technology is for everyone. Okay, so as mentioned, the Hour of Code campaign also includes some basic coding, not really just AI. So if you're familiar with Scratch, so may mga activities na kind of similar to that, but it's all gamified, okay? And it helps learners to move from passive tech users to creative problem solvers. Yeah, so there's no tech background needed, and it can be used for online or offline. So the main platform that's recommended by Google.org and ASEAN Foundation to be used for the Hour of Code campaign is Code.org. Okay, anyone familiar with Code.org? Can you let me know in the chat box? Okay, I see Muhammad, I see Jennifer. Ayan. So especially for our teachers, of course, Mona, no, she's familiar with this. Yeah. So I guess most of our teachers are also familiar, no, with Code.org. And the good thing about Code.org is anyone can create a teacher account. No? In fact, I've run a test session of Hour of Code campaigns for some of our Limitless Gov runs. So as you can see in the screenshot, so I was able to create a classroom inside Code.org. And then I was able to ask the participants that I trained to join that classroom, meaning I can track who joined, my classrooms, and if they were able to complete, they were able to get a certificate, and so on. Okay, so how will you organize your Hour of Code campaign sessions? So of course, you need to do your planning, need to set your goals, you need to identify your target schools within your community. When you applied for the program for this master trainer position, we ask you to identify some target schools that you have in mind, right? Later on, once we have the complete materials, we'll also be sending you template letters that you can use. No? So para plug and play na lang kayo, i-edit nyo na lang yon. Then you can send it out to your target schools for the partnership, and proposal, for an Hour of Code session. So once you have done your planning, you have prepared your materials that we will also provide to you, then you can run the session for 1 hour. Then, of course, you will collect the pre-test and post-test, the attendance details, and so on. And you can issue certificates as well. Yeah. After the Hour of Code campaign, of course, you also want to promote to them the longer AI-ready ASEAN curriculum and encourage them to explore code.org further. So let's dive deeper, into the planning session. So first, you define your target audience. Are they students? Are they parents? Or are they educators? So dahil gagamit tayo ng code.org, syempre kailangan may laptop, diba? As much as possible. But in the event that there are no available equipment, we also have the unplug activity for that. So you'll know more about that once we have the finalized materials. But the unplug activity is quite simple. No? It's just worksheets na pwede nyo i-print out and then ask your participants to answer, while you run it. You can also set your goals in terms of, is it sparking curiosity, building confidence, promoting future careers, and so on. Your format, will it be online, will it be offline, or will it be hybrid? So these are the main activities that we recommend for the Hour of Code campaign. So in code.org, so there are two main games that we recommend. So the first one is Dance Party AI. So this is recommended more for broader audiences, especially parents, a little bit older. AI for Oceans is more for younger audiences to explore how machine learning works. The unplug activities are more worksheet types. So these are recommended, of course, for areas, communities with limited connectivity. Okay, so as you prepare, of course, ensure that you have a device or your participants have devices and stable internet access. Prepare the venue. So I would recommend that you do this in partnership with the computer classes, computer teachers of the partner schools that you will approach. Okay, if you will do the unplug activities, then of course you will have to print the activity sheets. You will need to create your teacher's account on code.org to manage the participants. And if you have a large number of participants, then you can also look for volunteers, no, in your community org or your friends, no, in the community. So let's look at the run-off event for the Hour of Code campaign. So it's just 1 hour, right? It's a campaign for beginners, and this is how the session should look like. So you will do an opening. Of course, you will do the pre-test as well. So all the pre-tests are also available. So we'll give you all the deck that you need for this, including the link to the pre-test. Introduce yourself, the goals of the activity. Then you ask them to create an account in code.org, okay, using the classroom that you created. They will then dive into activities. So based on my experience, if there are limited laptops in the room, that's fine. So they can share laptops. What's important is you are able to collect the attendance sheet, and the profiles of the participants or the students who will join your Hour of Code session. Of course, after that, you need to do processing. You need to ask them about their learnings, their reflections, do the post-test, and the giving out of the certificates. So some facilitation tips. So I know that most of you have training experiences. Some are educators here. So of course, make sure that you are more of a guide, and not a lecturer. So let them explore the platforms that we will be providing to them or letting them access. You can encourage collaboration and peer problem solving, especially if they are sharing devices. Okay, and you can also share real-world AI examples to connect to their daily life. Yeah, so make sure to also celebrate every success, even the small ones. I remember when I was running the Hour of Code campaigns with our Limitless Go participants, nakakatuwa kasi parang even if it was just a simple fish game, so sobrang competitive nila, and they want to be perfect. No? So how it works kasi is this AI for Oceans game, for example, you need to train the computer to recognize what is a fish, what is trash, what colors this, and then you add several data points to it, like color, taste, and so on. So ganun siya nag-work. And yeah, even if it's a simple game, it gives an appreciation of AI and also an understanding of how it works. Okay. So of course, once you finish your Hour of Code session with the school, you need to do your post-test. You need to do your attendance sheets. So the attendance sheets that are given by ASEAN Foundation as a template are quite detailed. So you need to collect all those data. We will provide to you, of course, all the templates, and take as much photos as possible, but make sure you ask for consent when it comes to these photos. And regarding our target age, by the way, okay, our target age for our Hour of Code campaign students is 15 above. Okay, so that means that when you collect photos, you might need to also ask for consent from their guardians. So we'll still figure out how we will do this. Okay, but rest assured that if we will need to ask for consent from their guardians, all the templates will be provided to you. So you just need to perhaps send that to their teacher so that before they go to class, when you do the training, napamigay na itong mga consent form na to, and na-sign na rin ng mga guardians nila. And syempre yung photo and stories natin, because we need to document yung mga activities that we are doing. So then you can then issue the certificate of participation. In code.org, if you finish a lesson, meron na ring certificate dyan. So iba pa yon doon sa ibibigay natin no, na certificate. Encourage them to keep exploring AI and coding through other platforms like code.org. And actually, you can also encourage the other teachers to host their own events. So let's go now to the monitoring and evaluation part now, because this is the most important thing, right, for us to monitor your progress. So the attendance sheet looks like something like this. Okay, so you need to put the full name. The country obviously is Philippines. The mobile number, although this is optional, and the email address as well is optional. The gender, the age range, the beneficiary type. So for the beneficiary type, the option there is actually just youth, educator, or parent. For data collection purposes, ASEAN Foundation and Google.org also needs to know if the participants are coming from low-income families or communities. So kaya may nakalagay dyan na low income and or disability. Okay? So kung wala naman sila doon, they can just select neither or both. Okay? So the options for that column is low income, disability, neither or both. For affiliation, sorry, medyo maliit, okay? But we'll be providing this to you naman no, in our list of materials later on. So for the affiliation, so that can be through school, community, workplace, or university. So yes, you can also do a session with parents, for example, in your workplace. So that's totally okay. But it's just that the school's approach is a much more efficient approach, right? Kasi when you, of course, go to a school, you partner with the principal or the teacher, ang dami mo na agad na pwedeng matrain, diba? Then the name of affiliation, so just put there the school where you run yung iyong Hour of Code campaign. Okay, and then every month you are required to submit a human interest story. Okay, so just interview maybe one parent, one student from the sessions that you did in the month, and just write a 3 to 4 paragraph about that person and how it has impacted no yung life nila because of the training that you have conducted. So yes, it's okay to use AI to write it, but make sure that it's also based on the actual answers no, of your participants. So for example, this human interest story that I wrote, so this Sir Mark is an educator from Sipalay City. So I sent him a list of questions to answer. Then I reviewed those answers, and then I also asked for help from AI to improve the draft that I created. Okay, so the 12-hour AI training program, so as mentioned, we don't have these yet. So these are not yet completed by ASEAN Foundation. But the modules for this training program are organized into 4 key categories. So AI fundamentals, AI usage and implementation, AI ethics, privacy and security, and teaching about AI. Yan. So these are some of the topics for each pillar. So I think some of you were asking me what are the topics that we will learn or we will teach in the longer training program. So ito yon. So merong AI in everyday life, fundamentals of generative AI, fundamentals of AI development, AI prompting, AI for social good, and so on. So this is the most extensive training program, right, of the program. So 12-hour one. Now, how ASEAN Foundation is designing this is it's modular. So meaning you don't have to teach all of it in one group. You can just select several modules from it based on what you think is needed by the community or your target trainees. So if you think that they don't need halimbawa yung super basic ones, then you can skip those training modules. Okay. Anyway, again, the modules for this are still in progress. And once we have the complete modules from ASEAN Foundation, our team will also work on localizing them, simplifying them further, and providing you with ready-made decks, facilitator guides, assessment forms, and other materials that you might need. One thing that really helped in the successful implementation of ADLP, or the predecessor of AI Ready ASEAN, right, was the Master Trainer dashboard that our team has created way back in 2022. So the Master Trainer dashboard that we have created, as you see in front of you, already has all the tools that you need. So from the trainer's guide, to the facilitator's deck, to the reporting form, to letters, ID templates, Facebook badges, social media cards. So nandyan na lahat yon. So hindi na kayo mahihirapan. So our team is currently working on this. But once we have this, okay, this will be your go-to resource for all your training efforts and training sessions. So hindi na kayo mahihirapan.